I want to talk about how the game has changed in terms of shot selection. Earlier this week, our Kirk Goldsberry pulled out this photo highlighting the changes in shot selection from the 2001-2002 season until now. Of course, these days, seemingly everything is a three or at the rim. So, Mac, what's the main reason for this drastic change, and do you wish you played more on the right side than the left side?
It really wouldn't matter.
Yeah. Tell him, Mac. Tell him, Mac.
I just know PBG will be way up if I played in this era. But what changed is I think you look at when Shaq came in the league, how he changed, everybody's outlook on how they draft, how you play defense. I mean, he completely changed the game. And then you fast forward years later, you got Steph Curry and Klay Thompson on one team. I mean, arguably the greatest shooters that we've ever seen on one team. Steph, probably the greatest shooter we've ever seen. Like, if you can't match what they do night in and night out from shooting threes, then you're going to get blown out, which they've proven that. And teams just started, playing this style of basketball because of these two guys right here, how they changed the game.
Look, it's about analytics, right? So they want you to either get a three-point shot or a two-point shot. And the reason why I don't like analytics is because I have to have someone explain it to me, then I have to have someone explain the explanation. But this is the issue. I guarantee you that shot chart would look different if you did NBA champions. Because NBA champions like Kawhi Leonard, he shoots mid-range shots, right? Kyrie Irving shoots mid-range shots. There's a lot of high-level teams that don't just do three or layup. That's just dumbing it down for young players, in my opinion. Really good teams still shoot that in-between shots. Paul George.
I'm 90% with you, but I wouldn't say championship teams. I would say elite offensive players.
Fair.
Doesn't matter what the championship or not. The guys you named aren't just, they have any champions, but they're also elite offensive players. And for the elite offensive players, you have to be able to do multiple things because these are all counters. So that's why you see Steph Curry shoots mid-range, and Kyrie, and Paul George, and Kawhi, and all these, and LeBron. But what that shot chart represents is more so the more limited you are, the more we're going to want you to do a couple of things. And the three-point line is important because it's an efficient shot or whatever, but more importantly, it's spacing.
Yeah.
If you're spacing around 18 feet, you're in the way of a LeBron, of a Russell Westbrook, of a James Harden. So they make you, as a role player, take those shots. Part of it is the math and analytics, and part of it is we're trying to give the most space to our superstars. So yes, if Tracy McGrady played today, his shot selection will probably be similar, maybe shoot more threes, but you'd still be the master of the mid-range because you were great at it. And the thing to remember is a lot of times people are trying to convince, players take more mid-range. Some of these guys just ain't good at it. The guys he named, they're good at it. That's why they take it and make it.
I mean, look, I always say 3 is more than 2, but 2 is more than 0.
Yes. Yeah.
So if you are a player who is not great at threes, you should be taking your 2s.
But that's what that's the shot. That was one of the first shots that when you got to the league, you had to develop that little mid-range corner shot.
Absolutely.
Woo, 3 and D. Before there was a 3 and D. Look at that. Look, mid-range.
Don't tell me you can't win with that. I mean,
look at that. Look, I'm open, guys. I'm open. I'm open. They didn't want to even throw it to me. Mid-range. Take that by. I couldn't even shoot threes then.
And now, really.
Now, fair.
There we go.
I'm retired.
That's not
hey, there's a three-point shot right there.
But obviously, to your point, it's changed. It's sort of a cycle, right? Because it has changed how GMs are drafting.
Yep.
Because yes, those 3s are more than 2. If you are leaning more heavily into players who can hit the 3, you will get more players who can hit the 3, taking those shots that end up on the shot chart.
But also, they're more important. If you're a role player, I'd rather have you shoot threes.
Threes or layups.
Because the idea is get out of the way.
Get out of the way.
But I listen, I've sat and watched average players, below average three-point shooters, go 1 for 9. And it's like, you can do more than just shoot a 3. Go and try and get a layup. But they're like, well, they either want a 3 or a dunk. And you're just like, that's silly.
So here, let me explain what analytics is to you. It is more information about what has already happened in the game you have already played. It is not like some big secret magic act.
No, it's death by analysis. It's paralysis by analysis.
People like him don't like analytics because a lot of times they're getting analytics from people who don't know what they're talking about.
Oh, there we go. All right, I want to move on to someone who shoots plenty of threes. JJ Redick. On his podcast, JJ had some pointed comments on how some players are a little more concerned with their social media presence than they are with wins and losses these days. Here's the quote. I think there are more guys concerned with getting a pregame fit on Instagram than they are about the win and loss of a basketball game. Richard, does JJ have a point?
He does have a point, but this is where he does have a point because I think social media has changed things, and now when guys are walking in, it's like they're carrying their shoes, they have their bags, they have all this different stuff. But at the end of the day, look, Russell Westbrook cares about what he looks like. LeBron James cares about what he looks like. And those guys show up every day, and James Harden. So we can't just say that like everybody, it's just what the league is. When David Stern imposed the dress code, then all of a sudden players were like, hey, well, we're going to add this to who we are. And so I think it's a good thing, and it's just part of the, hey, we have to evolve.
So I would say you're right, but then what tends to happen
that means a lot to me. That really means a lot.
What tends to happen with young players is they copy what other people do, but they don't copy everything. They just copy the parts they see. So while we know LeBron James and James Harden and Russell Westbrook are doing the requisite amount of time and work in their craft, young players don't see that, but they see him walk in with the thing. And so
if you are around LeBron James and you don't see him putting in work, you are not paying attention.
I'm not talking about the ones that are around him. I'm talking about ones who are playing somewhere else. But they see this is what NBA players do. We get dressed up, we have stylists, but they don't see the work. And the whole reason why anyone cares what you're wearing is because you are good at your primary job playing basketball. If you're not good at this, no one cares what you're wearing.
You don't get the solo walk-in unless you're a good player. You don't get the solo walk-in. Like me and Channing Frye used to go and like try and stand next to LeBron during the walk-in and mess up his solo walk-in.
What you talking about? Y'all all dressed alike. Walking in together.
No, I wasn't a part of the suits. I was not. I was gone. I was gone during those
They had
scrappy
already
suits.
gotten rid of Richard by then.
Yes, they did. Yeah, they didn't win after though.
You would have been a part of it.
Most likely, I 100%. But I wouldn't have been like Perk. Did you see Perk with the three-quarters on? Nah, Perk, that was not cool. You shouldn't let him do that to you, Perk, big fella. That's my guy though. But yeah, no, I wasn't part of that.
Who cares?
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.